So welcome to February 2019 Strategic Case Study Examination Reseed Material. So I'll be explaining this case study, the company called as Vita. So I'm Shyam Prasad here, and this is my profile. I'm a member of ACCA and CIMA. I'm very much interested in solving case studies, and I'm also the founder of wowacademics. So disclosure, the entire case study as given out by CIMA is used as in the same form. No part has been edited or added or deleted to the CIMA case, and this video is purely for educational purpose alone. First product has been Liber, has been a great success, and the sales grew rapidly and were very global in nature. So I think even you can have a question of exchange currency risk. So they were like global in nature. So with this first product being a success, they quickly launched another product in another 2 years time. So this product is called as Activus. So this product has a GPS and higher level of accuracy than the first product, and it became the first wristband. So the first product was not just a clip-on device, but this one is a wristband. And the biggest leap has been in the terms of the accompanying website and app. So the first product did not have an app or a website, and I really don't know like how it showed the information. But the second product had its own website and an app where you could see the information which is like generated by the wristband, the activity tracker here. So they have created something called as a control hub model, where there are a lot of information which is then generated by your activity tracker. So the customer can select which information he wants to view and which he doesn't want to view. So it actually collects something like 10 data points or 10 types of information. Based upon which information you want to see as a customer, you can select those information alone. So that's what the control hub model seems to be indicate. So this second product was also a success, and they introduced another product in the next 2 years called as packs, and another product called as primers in another 2 years. So for that's how they kept on developing the products. And for third and fourth products, they actually created something called as a community. I think this is what we discussed earlier. It's where you invite your friends, you motivate your friends, you challenge your friends, or your friends do these challenging activities and they invite you. So it's going to be a community kind of a process. So why do the company promotes this community concept? Because this is where a social concept comes in. You are using the product, you are asking your friends to use the product, both of you are happy. So you would be an automatic word of mouth telling to your other friends to come and use this product and become a part of a community. So indirectly, each and every customer becomes a sales representative. So that's what this community building is all about. So the next key aspect is Vita listed on the Newland Stock Exchange. So this is a listed company, and their shares are being traded in the stock exchange, but the price of the share has not been given in the case study. I think that they might give you in the exam in the unseen. So they also indicate that over the since listing there has been no dividend. The company has been listed only in 2017. I think it's only in 2 years it has been listed, and for both the years I think there is no dividend being declared. But the problem with the company is, I think that's actually a financial element to why they are not paying the dividend, and that we can discuss in another financial video for this company. So the fifth product is called as a Chorus, and it was launched in 2018. And see, this seems to be a niche product which we were like discussing in the previous slide. Now they are aiming for children. So this fifth product is for children, and it's a niche category. So they are entering into niches. So that's what this case study indicates. We'll move on to the next slide. Okay. So the next slide tells you the timeline of products launched. So you could see that every product was launched in a gap of 2 years. But the last product has been launched, the difference between primers and chorus has been only 1 year. We can understand it in terms of the life of the product is only like short-lived, or there has been like constant demand for new products and new products have been launched. So either way, this actually leads to more increased inventory in terms of more models and more receivables the company has to sell and then collect the cash, converting your R&D expenses to your P&L account. These are the key elements of having more and more products in your product category. So this is about the graph which has been like given by the case study. So they have given you two graphs. One graph is for unit sales in terms of units and in terms of sales revenue. There's a question like why are they giving like two charts? I think both charts are similar. Both charts are very similar, but why have they given it? I think that's a reason for why they have given it. So if you could see that from 2011 to 15, I marked it in red. The steep of sales is very high, but if you take from 15 to 18, the sales seems to be much more flatter. So it means that the products have been sold very highly here and it's become much more flatter in this area. I think that we could find out through this table. This table I have created. So if you see the year-on-year growth rate has been around 100%, but from 2016 onwards, it's only something where a very small margin of increase. So that's in terms of units. Let's see in terms of amount. In terms of amount, the sale seems to be again steep, then it becomes much more flatter. So in terms of percentage of growth in revenue, it's, if you can see this, it's all in 100%, but from 2016 onwards, it just becomes much more flatter. From 32 to 20 to 12, it's much more flatter. It means that the unit which is being like sold is not that high. So this is a table which I've created. So I took the units number and I took the revenue numbers. So this is units in terms of whole number and this is units in million and this is units in it's revenue in thousand and this is the revenue in whole numbers. So what I've done is I found out the revenue per unit. I divided the revenue divided by the units. I've got 40 per unit and that actually is for the first product, which is a liver, which is a basic product. Then they launch an advanced product called as Activus. It's at 72 per unit. So we can't say 72 is actually for Activus. We can't say like that because it's a combination of both liver and Activus. So we don't know in terms of how much liver has been sold or how much Activus has been sold. But the average revenue per unit is 72. But if you could see here, the price seems to be like increasing once the company has introduced the apps and softwares. And look at here, I think that they've introduced for Activus itself. But here, if you see, it keeps on increasing. The reason is, that might be a reason where this lower priced product is being sold less when compared to the higher priced products. So if you could see, the higher priced products are like being sold more than the lower priced product. And finally, if you see, it's around some 182. So their revenue per unit has been very high, but their revenue units and the total revenue is falling. So the question is, how long can they survive only on revenue numbers? So that is the question. And this sentence I've got it from the internet, where they say, the inexpensive fitness tracker can be priced as low as 35. I think that actually corresponds with our basic product. For a pedometer style product, the more expensive smart watch, it's not a fitness tracker like these, but a smart watch style model is about $200. Actually, this is a fitness tracker which is sold at 182 at a price of 182 and this is around some 200. So there seems to be some kind of a confusion. We can't directly compare this because these are in terms of yen dollars and this is in terms of a real world dollar. But somewhere I think we could compare because this is 40 for a basic product. In real world it's 35. The high end watch model is 200, but our fitness activity tracker is somewhere near to a smartwatch, because smartwatch cannot be compared with the tracker because smartwatches have much more higher features and the average price of a of a fitness band is around $100. So our product, our Vita products are higher than the average price, and they are moving closer towards the watch. So what's the takeaway here? The takeaway is very simple. If smartwatches offer the features which Vita offers, then this pricing will collapse. If the pricing collapses, there's a good chance the company itself will collapse. We'll move on to the next page. It's page number 7 in your case study. So they tell about the technologies here. The company seems to be developing their own technology, and we could ask the question, if these technologies are developed, can we take them as assets? The case study indicates that there is no intangible asset in the company, and all the expenses in terms of research and development is being expensed. That is, it is being treated as an expense in the profit and loss account. So the company is not taking things as intangible, and they are taking it to expense. So there are actually two questions here. Question number 1 is expense, but it's going to be a real intangible asset. Then it's a huge benefit for the company. But if it's going to be an expense, it's going to be a huge drag for the company. So we are not sure whether it's an expense or an intangible. As per my personal take, I think at one point of time we can say it as a expense only. Why? See, the company has been developing technologies in terms of step counting. They have developed their own technology for step counting, their own technology for track direction, their own technology for measure heart rate measures. They have their own technology for sleep tracking. So all these are some kind of research and development activities, but should they be an expense or an asset? We will see the next page. Again, if you see, this is the page which I've showed you earlier, the real world comparable products and companies. See, if you see here, all these products have been offering a feature called as sleep tracker. Our product, Vita also has a sleep tracking software. All companies have a heart rate monitoring software. We also have a heart rate monitoring software. So all these are fitness activity trackers. That means it will track the steps, it will track the direction. So it's a very common technology. So it's a very common technology where the benefit, so new technologies might be keep on coming year after year, and at one point these technology which we've developed might become redundant in a very short period. So even if we measure them as intangible assets over a period of 3 years or 2 years, these technologies are going to be redundant, because every company has the same technology, and no company might be willing to buy this technology from our company. So because everyone would develop it at one point of time, even when we make it as an intangible asset, the life of that intangible asset would hardly be 2 to 3 years. So the question is, either it's going to be 100% of expense in this year, or 50% this year, 50% next year, or 33% in the first year, 33% in the second year, or 33% in the third year. So either way, even if we show it as an intangible asset, its life is not going to be that huge. So it's a debatable area, but the life of the technology is very short. So it has to be either P&L or it has to be an asset with 2 to 3 years life. I think that's how we have to take it. So what the company is doing, so the company is, R&D is vital for the company, because without R&D, they are a technology company, they have to be at the forefront technology, and if they have to be at the forefront of technology, they have to do R&D, and if they have to do R&D, they need money, and it's an expensive work. So this is where the case study becomes much more complex. This is what your page number 7 and 8 indicates. So these paragraphs are normal paragraphs. I don't think they add much value to our case.